Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of our ropes and really the end of our weeks, and we'd like to be able to talk honestly and openly about education without having to worry about losing our jobs. So we'll be using pseudonyms throughout the podcast, hence the Elvis. I'd like to give a start by introducing all of our Patreon patrons. That's right, we have a Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to over 100 pieces of exclusive audio content, checks with the host, Facebook groups, and you get your name right at the beginning. Anyway, here we go. Big thank you to William P., Justin M., Jessica C., Inga, Kaylee, Terry J., Tracy B., Miss Wonderstats, Quentin P., Ekabex, Mistress Mischief, Natasha S., Miss Anthropy, Princess Buttercup, Dragon Lady, Helena C., Aaron B., Stephanie S., Texas Teacher Kristen, James Nally J., Samantha D., Lisa C., Rachel, Jen Genie, Exhausted Band Director, Kimberly K., Jessica A., Swiffle Ev Owners, Amanda F., Ariana L., Physics Runner, Steph, Michael M., Aldrich T., La Scorpionita, Britt M., Teresa H., Biker Teach, Christina B., Jason F., Abby B., Sarah B., Regina M., Josie S., Sam B., Mary E., Kristen W., Vanessa J., Mary C., RJR, Johanna H., Irma A., Nimi, and Sarah N. If you get a chance, you can also visit our sponsor at Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or no one in your building, go to ludlambdramatics.com. They have all kinds of resources for the educational theater classroom, including one of the only sources for educational theater posters in America! All right, folks, this episode was recorded at a teacher conference. There's a little bit of a background hum, but I did the best I could, and you can hear us all, so I'm down with it. All right, friends, I love you. Enjoy episode number 202. Are you guys good? Do you feel safe?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's recording now. Just try not to kick the table or slam stuff down. We need some kind of thing to start off with. So normally we have someone just chant balls, but we've gotten fancier in our old age. And on our 200th episode and the 201st, we started harmonizing balls. And so it wasn't. So we start kind of like an orchestra warming up, where you just hear random balls, 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 and then we all just kind of sing balls, and then we stop, and then it starts the show.
A cacophony.
A cacophony.
Cacophony.
Oh, I love
As we should, you know?
But I like this. It takes the pressure off one person having to, just sing balls, balls, balls. And so it unifies us. So you just need to start tuning up your instruments and saying balls as you're ready. And let's go ahead. Let the balls fly. Balls. 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 There we go. Good. That was really good, guys. Welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'm Elvis, your host, and today I am at a teacher conference, and we're in one of the hotel atriums, and we have our drinks, and we just had our tacos, and life is good at the moment. And so let me introduce my friends who are with me. To my left, I have
Miss Sassafras.
There we go. We have Miss Sassafras, and returning, we have Miss Bo Peep.
Hi, everyone.
Miss Bo Peep is here. And then we have
Auntie Pasta.
Auntie Pasta is with us. And then over to my right,
Big Mama D in the house.
we have Big Mama D in the house. Well, friends, I'm glad you're here, and we're going to start with an article. This one is from the Reddits. It's from jaded_pleasure. And this is the tale of the Tattletale Teacher. And so it says here, we have a teacher who is a tattletale on our team, and it's the worst. She tattletales on everyone on our team hallway for the smallest things. Example 1, I wore colored jeans, they were forest green, and a cute top on a non-jean day, and she reported me. I sometimes get away with wearing yoga tights to school if I wear them under a dress in the winter. She reported me. In Texas, we are required to lock and keep all of our doors closed at all times, but I had to prop it open for 30 seconds when I was wheeling in my full-sized harp. It's 90 pounds and 6 feet tall, and she reported me. So when I had it again, I had a student hold the door instead, and she also reported me. The fire marshal doesn't let us keep things on our doors, but once I put a sticky note on my door to let people know that I was taking my students outside, she reported me. A student put an empty water bottle and a trash can inside the recycle bin, and she reported me. My students bet me that I couldn't do 5 cartwheels in the row, so I did it in the hallway, and she sure as hell reported me. We aren't allowed to eat in front of students. I had a breath mint, and she reported me. Why does she have to be so sour? Our job is hard enough. Jesus fucking Christ. So
This cannot be real. Like,
Right.
I mean, I know it is. What
Is
did
it?
she do to
Does she
her?
not have a class?
Yeah, you know what I'm wondering too is that is this
She
person
has
a holier than thou tattletale, or do they have beef with OP?
I think
they
she's
have
got beef.
specific beef with OP.
I think it's OP.
But you know, speaking of which, too, it's like there are so many like tiny rules within teaching too. I'm someone too that I've got my grievances with the whole locked doors thing, and the reason I think it's personally to because that happened from Uvalde, and I don't think it's actually a solution for school shootings. I think it's just another way to blame teachers. So speaking of which too, there's tiny little things that can always just knock us down that are technically a violation, and it's like anyway, I'm not getting to a point, but like I really doubt that the person they're complaining about has never made a mistake. So
Right.
that would be such a rich day when they need a little bit of slack.
And some of it, I'm like, are you like? I wonder if she has this like. And I feel kind of bad. Is the other teacher a female? I feel bad for assuming that she was.
the question that's
It
more.
said she reported.
Okay,
me.
okay.
Yeah.
It did say
I was
that.
like, oh, is that my own issue? but like, I
Most
just
women are most teachers are women anyway. Yeah.
period. But I don't. Like, is there some inside joke? Is there some bet? Like, hey, go fuck with this girl again. Like, hey, let's just.
This is like a
because
Truman
it is
Show
so
situation.
obnoxious,
But what
like,
if we're taking the wrong take on this? What if this teacher, clearly she's exaggerating things in this all because she's not putting
of
her.
course.
So what if this was like a very out of her head, mentally not okay teacher, and they're like, okay, we need to get her out of here. We need to document any fucking thing we can to get this nut job out of the school.
fair.
We got this teacher doing cartwheels down the hallway. Come on
Fair, I
now.
would do that.
To be
So
fair,
wait,
Sassafras.
what level do you teach? Like grade level?
9
like
through 12.
So you're okay. So I don't know. I kind of feel like people tend to act like the age group they teach, and so like people who are doing cartwheels down the hallway. I didn't know if that'd be like a middle school or elementary, but for me, I was thinking of this teacher, the nitpicky. So I was like, this sounds like an elementary room. This sounds
does.
like
It does.
really, really
Especially
petty.
sounds like elementary.
Yeah.
elementary for sure.
I'm just thinking like being in OP's position too. I do have a problem with lateness sometimes too, which I've gotten away. I know. I like, but I'm also at the school usually till at least 7:30. So anyway, so I will, and I've gotten better about it too. But there are just times where I just struggle in the morning, and it's 8:10, and people see me. Oh, and we're called at 8, by the way. And nobody has ever mentioned anything. I've passed by administration, and I just appreciate that. Like I'm just like they see like that I'm sincerely trying. This is something that I'm struggling with, and not to make an excuse for myself. I'm still working on just being more consistently on time, and I have gotten better at it. But like it's so important to cut people slack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is very elementary teacher because on the secondary level, like we have each other's backs.
And we just trying to get through the damn day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have time
we
for
have
this
enough
shit.
fucking problems
Yeah.
with these goddamn children that like for real, like at the end of the day, they put a sticky note on there. At least they told someone where they fucking were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
because
Could have very much-
would have also been it. Like,
Yeah.
This person's gonna complain no matter what. Is what it sounds like to me.
This just sounds like
And this
being
other
Nelly.
person is gonna do what they're gonna do as well.
I do wonder if it's like in like different ages, like the reporting everything teacher is like an older, like knocking on retirement store, and this teacher is younger, and so obviously she's got a whole different like take on her classroom and like teacher wardrobe and stuff like that than the older teacher.
I mean,
what if like the report? What is the report? Like she doesn't say like what happens to her after she gets reported. She just says I get reported. It doesn't mean that she's getting in trouble.
Admin just
maybe it's in the
rolls their eyes.
It might have been like
That's what I was.
it might have been like the first or second time like they slapped her on the wrist, but at this point maybe maybe it is an older teacher and the admin's just like, if you want to report, I don't give 2 fucks because you're gonna retire in the next year or 2. So like they just let them have their moments.
It just feels like a drinking game. Like, hey, take a shot every time she
come home and drink a bottle if she reports you today.
Sounds like a glass of wine a night.
How many of those happen in one day? Possibly more.
That's true.
Color jeans, jail. Yoga pants, jail. Door propped open, jail. Sticky note on door, also jail. Not recycling, jail. Breath mint, believe it or not, jail.
I would be in jail because I eat in front of my kids. I don't put sticky notes on my door, but I wear jeans to school, and this is something I wear to school. I have the shirt not.
Really? With the ripped?
Yeah, we're allowed.
Wow.
So since I've started working for private schools and I've been a contractor for all of these, I don't wear khaki. I'm either wearing jeans if it's winter and cold, or I'm wearing shorts. And they're nice and they're clean and.
This is fully something I wear to
This
school.
100%.
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm. No, I actually rock a t-shirt and cardigan most of the time. Yeah.
So comfy.
Because of the temperature outside, we were allowed to wear shorts.
Wow. I'm just not a fan of dress code for anyone, but I understand why it must happen.
Because you dress like a whore.
Yes, she
You know,
does.
Antipasta does.
Hey, Miss Bo Peep, guess what?
what?
We have a Patreon.
Oh my gosh.
It's so true. We have a Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you can sign up and get access to over 100 exclusive episodes and all kinds of. There's a special Facebook forum. We do movie watch parties. It's a whole thing. So you should sign up on Patreon or Spotify and do it now. Woohoo! Yay!
Dare you?
Yeah. Tonight on Would You Rather, would you rather watch a couple kiss for 5 minutes straight or watch a graphic sex scene with your parents? Now, the way I'm taking this is like you're sitting side by side with your parents watching a sex scene on TV, not you're watching your parents performing a graphic sex
We
scene.
did talk about that.
Yeah.
The time I was on.
I wonder if this is the same list
necessary.
from last time. Would you rather?
Okay, wait. So how long is the sex scene?
Let's say if it's like watching a couple kiss for 5 minutes or watching a scene next to your parents. I've watched a graphic sex scene with
My
family.
parents. Yeah.
I made the mistake of seeing Cabaret with my dad, and especially when they brought that gorilla out, it was the most awkward moment of my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can top that. My grandma and I went to go see American Beauty together, not knowing anything about it. Oh, the whole movie was just kind of like, it's like it starts with him jerking off in the shower and him fantasizing about the high school girl and all of it. And the affair. And after my grandma's like, are kids really like that these days? And
They're worse.
and like
I love
that.
that your grandma wanted to take this opportunity to get to know you more.
Yes.
Like that was time for a conversation.
About you.
Well, that's what like one of our things is we'd go see movies. Like I remember going to see like Jurassic Park with her, and like we went and saw that. She's like, that was so silly. Were they going to use salad tongs next? Those dinosaurs were opening doors, and she was just beside herself. And then she's like, there's this movie American Beauty, and I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, okay, let's go see it.
I mean, how does the couple feel about us watching? Like,
How is that?
are they uncomfortable?
They don't stop.
Is it like a
watch
proximity
them.
thing? Like,
Happily
Would you watch a
couch.
couple at a bar? Like, say you're sitting at a bar and the table, and there's just some couple just going at it, like people do in bars. Would you sit and stare at them for a while, or would you
Think
just?
about joining? Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, not actually. I wouldn't actually join, but I think about it. You know what I mean?
I'm a big people watcher.
I mean,
and I like to
like,
try to figure it out. So I'm like, okay, is this a one night stand? Did they just meet? Is there some like talk? Is there some
Is
jealous
this a
ex hanging
rekindle?
out around? Is there a rekindle? So
Is there a whole like romantic story behind it? Before the
I like
scene
to
came
figure it
this
out.
point?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would rather not. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I know what I would
5
rather
minutes is a
not do,
little
actually.
excessive, but
Yeah, I guess I would go with watching the couple. Yeah, I don't know. I have morbid curiosity, too. Like, don't we all want to like peek behind the curtain?
I don't know though. Like, is it?
Are they especially if
You're
it's an
voyeurs.
interesting
This is
couple.
awful though.
If
Like,
it's an
but
interesting couple.
if they are kissing in a way that I think is yucca, I don't. You know what I mean?
What if they were like clinking teeth and just like,
Oh,
okay.
there was
I'd
like
watch
one.
that.
No, like actually,
I'd watch.
I could not. I would watch.
I'd watch them. I'd watch the sex.
You
If I could watch them on mute.
Oh, there's so many people I'd love to watch if they were on mute. They make the world so much better.
I'd like to meet my whole class sometimes.
Right.
Just mute the whole class. No context whatsoever.
Oh my god.
Well, all right, folks. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my special guests who are here, starting with Ms.
Sassafras.
Miss Sassafras, thank you for being here. And Miss Bo Peep.
Happy to be back.
I'm so glad I got to see you. And Auntie Pasta, I remembered.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here as well.
And then Mama Big D's nuts.
Good try, Big Mama D.
Big Mama D's. Okay. Well, folks, thanks for being here. Make sure you take care of your mental health, and remember, insurance covers therapy. So everyone out there, deep breath, deep drinks. Cheers! Woohoo! Yay! All right, thank you for listening to another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank all of my hosts who joined me at this teacher convention. We'll be recording back in person very, very soon, any moment now. If you get a chance, you can support us through our Patreon. You can ask us questions. You can even support our sponsor at Lud Lamb Dramatics. All right, folks, I hope all of you take care of yourselves. Have a great year, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.